What's up guys, I'm Nurse Blake and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you the different nursing opportunities beyond the bedside. So, there are so many different jobs out there for nurses. And a lot of times when we think about nursing and nursing jobs, we think about hospital jobs at the bedside. These are typically 3 12-hour shifts. But if bedside nursing is not for you, and that's okay, there are plenty of other options. Now, there's so many great opportunities that I'm not going to be able to cover every single one of them. So if there's something I didn't mention, make sure you drop that in the comments below and let us know what that job is so other people can learn about it. Number 1, case management. These are nurses who act as social workers. So they do participate in the patient experience from admission to discharge. And really they're connecting the patient with outside resources, they're communicating with the healthcare team on the discharge plan, and they're really the facilitator. This is mostly a job in the hospital, but you can also find this job in the community-based setting as well. So, clinical case manager is such a great experience because you still get to work with patients and be a part of the healthcare team. Next, we have research nurses. This is such a cool job. I know many of my friends have been research nurses and they love it. So they help the physician and patients work together on clinical trials. So they're asking patients questionnaires, they're researching different medications and procedures and reporting on it. So if you're interested in research, and if you were one of those kids in nursing school, you love the research component, research nurse may be a good fit for you. So check it out. School nurses. I love school nurses. You guys have such an interesting job. The job of a school nurse is definitely a busy one. You never know what's going to walk into your clinic. And you take care of belly aches to some serious things like allergic reactions or kids that have seizures. And if you're the only nurse, you really have so much autonomy. You don't have physicians like in the hospital around your floor that you can ask questions. There are protocols and procedures that you follow, but a lot of things that you do are based on your nursing experience and your critical thinking skills. And what's great about school nursing is you have off during the summer, during the winter, and all the major holidays. So that's a really big plus, and you don't have to work the weekends like the bedside nurses do. Correctional nurses. This is in the jail or prison setting. And these nurses, they work with patients who are in the criminal justice system. So their job can be extremely difficult and extremely challenging. But what's most important is as a nurse, we care for anybody, no matter what their background is, because we want everyone to have optimal health. If that's something that interests you, go for it. Check it out. Research. Find out more. Then we have risk management. And you can find this position in the hospital and outside the hospital. And what these nurses do is they look at different risks in the hospital. Like, for example, falls. So they track all the falls in the hospital and then they work to try to prevent them. Because we know if a patient falls, it costs the hospital a lot of money. Not only that, it causes a lot of physical and emotional strain on the patient and can lengthen their length of stay. Or they could even have a worse healthcare outcome than expected because a fall can really set patients back. So what risk management does is they look at all the falls in the hospital and they implement strategies. They talk with the healthcare team to really try to prevent these falls from happening, because essentially we want 0 falls in the hospital, and they work really hard to get to that goal. Home health. This is where you see patients in their home setting. So you don't see patients in the hospital, you actually get to see patients in their home. And what's really unique about this job is you really make your own hours. Now, this isn't a job for me because between patients, I would always stop at Starbucks and get a coffee. If I saw the Target, I'd have to pull in and shop a little bit. But that's a benefit about this job. I would just always be shopping. I'd always be out. But if this is something that interests you, it's a really cool job. And there's just something unique about being able to meet the patient in their home and caring for them in their home, a place where they feel safe and comfortable. Leadership. This can be in the hospital or outside the hospital. Everyone needs a manager or a leader to help lead them in the organization. So if you're interested in a leadership role, whether that be assistant manager, manager, director, all right, CNO of a hospital, there are opportunities out there. Now I know the job can be really super stressful, but if leadership is something you're passionate about, go for it. There's plenty of opportunity there for you. Next, education. You were in nursing school, right? So you had instructors to teach you. We need more instructors because the demand for nurses is really high, which means we need a lot of people in nursing school so they become nurses. And we need great educators, someone who is able to share their talent, skills, and experience with nursing students to make them great nurses after school. So if education is something you're passionate about, look into it because again, we need more awesome educators. You could even be an HR recruiter. A lot of companies and a lot of hospital systems, they look for nurses to be recruiters because from their experience, they know what nurses to recruit and what they're looking for the hospital. Typically, they've been at the hospital a long time, they know the culture, they know the acuity of the floors, and with HR, you get the opportunity to interact with new recruits. You also get the opportunity to interact with managers and really find that perfect match. It's kind of like being a matchmaker, I guess, which can be a lot of fun. Next is forensic nursing. This is something that's really brand new, but you may have heard it before, like a SANE nurse. What they do is they really focus on sexual assault, physical assault, and accidental deaths. So typically they're working for a medical examiner's office. They get extensive knowledge on charting, how to chart injuries, how to speak with patients that come from abuse. And it's just a really unique and much needed career. So if this is something you're interested in, look into it. It's called forensic nursing. And it is a new sector in nursing that is needed. So if you're interested in that, go for it, check it out. And then next we have informatics. How would you say it? Informaticians? I don't know. But what they do is they really bring their nursing experience, science, and technology in one. And they make it easier to process information because whenever a patient requests medical records, you want it to be able to be accessible, safe, and easy to read. So these are what the people in nursing and informatics do. They really try their best to make electronic medical records easy, safe to protect patients from HIPAA, and accessible for everybody, organization, patient, and staff. So these are just a brief overview of the different jobs in nursing that are outside of the bedside. There's so many cool opportunities out there. So if you're ever interested in one of these, go for it. And I hope I shed light on some new careers that you've never heard of before. There are so many of them out there. So thank you guys so much for watching. My name's Nurse Blake. You can check me out on Instagram and Facebook and find more videos here on my YouTube channel. Make sure you hit the red subscribe button for some more nursing related videos. And again, I hope this helps you guys out. Have a great shift.